Hi, this is John Gabriel, and I'm with Dave Steed. And Dave's lost 80 kilos, which is 176 pounds. And I recently got an email from Dave saying that the Gabriel Method was very influential in his weight loss. And so I just wanted to interview Dave and talk about his success. And so just bringing him in now. Dave, congratulations on your success. I'm so happy for you. That's an amazing achievement. And for those of you who are watching right now, these are Dave's before and after pictures. These are actual untouched before and after pictures. And the one thing I want to say about them, Dave, is similar to me, is that you your after pictures don't show that you ever carried that much weight. I mean, you don't have any excess skin or loose skin. Did you get surgery for that, or?
No, no surgery at all. And the funny thing is that the people that see me today, first of all, they don't recognise me at all.
Yeah,
and a lot of people think that the photos are actually photoshopped.
exactly.
They see them and they say, "No, that's not real."
It's not possible.
Yeah.
So tell me about what happened, what your story, how it started, and especially how you were able to get such phenomenal results.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's been a journey of around about 9 to 10 years, John. And before I started my weight loss journey, I grew up in a family that was also overweight. I have three sisters, and my family's been very supportive over the last 10 years. But we all grew up overweight and didn't have the best choices when it came to food. So at around the age of 9, I was diagnosed with Perthes disease, and it's a disease in the hip joint. And I was basically put on my back for about a year, and I had major hip reconstruction at the age of 12.
Wow.
So before that, I was playing football and t-ball, mod ball, and I was very active. I was still a bit of a big and bulky kid, but I was running around all the time. So when I was put on my back, I kept eating the same, but I wasn't moving at all. I had to learn how to walk again. Had rehabilitation for about 6 to 8 months, and it was such a severe case that they told me that best case scenario, I'd probably be in a wheelchair by the age of 22. I'd need a full hip replacement because the disease was that bad. So at around the age of 12 to 13, I had the reconstruction, and then it was just rehabilitation after that. So it was a really rough time for the family. We had a lot of things going on, and the stress and all the trouble that came with it was a lot for myself and my family. So I started to whack the weight on, as you would imagine, especially when I was still eating, the same poor food that I was before. I had no way of getting it off. So around the age of 16, 17 in high school, I think I was at my biggest at around about 155 kilo. So I went all the way through high school with a mask on. I was too afraid to really show my true colours because I was always seen as the happy, fun-loving kid who didn't want to, have a beef with anyone, because I was too afraid that as soon as I showed my true colours, I'd get picked on for being overweight. And so I was always just the one who agreed with everything, and didn't want any trouble. So all the way through high school, I struggled with weight, and I had that, as I said, that guess just picture above me of the big guy at school. So at around about 2009, I started to lose some of the weight, and much like your story, I tried so many diets. Our family went through absolutely everything. Tried the Atkins diet as well, full protein, no carb, all carb, no protein. And the same thing, we'd lose a little bit of weight, and then the weight would come back on with interest. So it was around about 2012 where things really started to happen. It was only a couple of years ago. So up until that point, I'd lost around about 40 or 50 odd kilos.
Starting from 2009, is that right?
So around about 2012.
Okay.
That's when I say that the magic started to happen, and it was a complete lifestyle and environment change.
Yeah.
And this is where it occurred to me that environment is stronger than willpower. And that was evident because in the space of about a month, I left my job of about 7 years. I left my original family home and moved, and I left my ex-girlfriend at the time. So that big change enabled me to lose a lot of the stress that I was dealing with. Yeah. And in the space of about 3 months, I was dropping a kilo a week. and I wasn't dieting, I wasn't exercising, and it was just coming off. I couldn't believe it.
This is a really important point, and people don't get this. The same way they don't get that your pictures aren't photoshopped, they don't get that there's certain stresses that will cause you to gain weight, and then when you address those stresses, you start losing weight without struggle. I've had people say to me, "Get out of here! You know, you must be dieting. You have to be eating X number of calories and blah 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 blah." And I said it just came off. Maybe I was eating less. Definitely I was eating healthier, but it was what I was craving. It just came off. And that's because, just like you, very similar, the stresses weren't there anymore. I had really serious life stresses that weren't there anymore. So you got rid of the life stresses, the weight just started coming off.
Yep, exactly right. I wasn't leading the most healthy lifestyle at that time, so I'd gotten rid of the emotional stress.
Yeah.
But, I turned to drinking a fair bit. It was like, I just got rid of my girlfriend of a couple of years, and I was single again, so obviously I was out partying with the guys, and I was eating and drinking more than I ever had in my life, but the weight was still coming off.
Amazing.
So I came to what I called my choice point not long after that, and I actually got all this information off FMTV and the documentaries that are on there. And the choice point that I had was up around a year or so ago, is that I was losing my family to alcohol, and it's something that I've only just recently come to terms with. The fact that, I am an alcoholic. I have a problem with alcohol. And that was the one last thing, John, that was keeping me from, showing my true colors and getting me to where I am today. So as soon as I acknowledged the fact that I had a problem with alcohol, and every time I drank it changed me, and I cut alcohol out of my life altogether, it enabled that last little bit of weight. At 92 kilos, I thought that I was the healthiest and fittest I'd ever be in my life. And since I quit the drinking, I turned to exercise, as my form of, that's my drug now, exercise and working out. I'm at 75 kilos. I had a DEXA scan last week, and I'm at 17% body fat.
That's great.
I had all my bloods done, and I am fighting fit.
You look amazing. You're just glowing. You can see your face is fit and healthy. Your skin is very clear and glowing. So it's really phenomenal. So how did the Gabriel Method help you in all of this, in your transformation?
Mate, it's the number one reason why we're talking, because at around about 2008, 2009, I started reading your book. I was trying to think the other night how I first got onto it. I think it might have even been Mum who said, "Oh, there's this book called the Gabriel Method," and from the very first chapter, I connected with you in a way like it was just common sense kind of thinking. Because I'd come from a background of trying to do so many different diets and things like that, I just thought to myself, what if I could just give myself permission to want to be thinner, look better, feel better, and want to do more with my life?
Yeah.
So I started to read the book, and it started to change my thought process about everything, about mental, I had a few stresses going on in my life, trying to deal with that in my head.
Did you listen to any of the visualizations or practice visualization at all?
Yeah, so for about 3 months, I listened to visualization going to sleep, and the whole family started to, because they could hear it coming from my room. They're like, "What is that?" I said, "It's John Gabriel." They're like, "Yeah, well, that's his visualization CD." And he just tells you that it's okay. Like, you tell people that it's okay.
Because one of the things it does is it helps you make those changes that you had to make. Because it puts you in a place where you feel safe, you feel protected, you feel guided toward being healthy and living the life of your dreams, which is exactly what you're doing right now.
Yep.
So it does help you go in that direction. I think the visualization is just such a powerful tool. I use it now still in the mornings. I visualize my ideal life, ideal body, and I think it's an effective tool. So what's happening now? You've lost the weight. You're fighting fit. You're amazing. Is it easy? Is it hard? What's your life like now and fitness in general?
All right, mate. To be honest, if I can't wake up every day and run at least 7 to 8 kilometers and go and do my strength session, whatever I got to do, that bugs me. Whereas before, if I didn't have a carton of beer in the fridge, that used to bug me. So that's the difference.
So you become addicted to exercise.
I've become addicted to exercise, and the feeling that you get from being fit and healthy.
It's a similar feeling, by the way, when you do exercise. it accesses a part of your brain that's very similar to what happens when you're drinking. You get into that kind of that alpha state, the theta state. Meditation does it too. I'm addicted to meditating. That's my thing.
Yeah.
And if I don't wake up in the morning and have a really great meditation, it's like I wish I just stayed in bed all day because the rest of the day sucks, basically.
Yeah.
But you have to get addicted to something that's healthy, and then life takes on this momentum, and that's what's happened for you, and that's fabulous.
I've only just realised the fact that I've been an attention seeker my whole life. And when I was drinking, I always wanted to be the guy in the limelight, like the drunk guy who was crazy, off his face. And now I get the attention from a different point of view. If I share my story, I show my photos and my video that I've made, I get the same amount of attention, but it's for a different reason. So I would much rather have the attention for that reason than
Awesome.
being the
So,
drunk.
so if our readers want to connect with you, what's the best way for us to reach you?
Cool. Well, I launched my Facebook page, HWPO Fitness. And that stands
HWPO
for
Fitness. Okay.
Hard work pays off.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
I launched that, and basically I want HWPO to be a platform whereby I can share my stories and what's happened in the past and what I'm doing now, and people are able to connect and just come together. I want to create basically an army of people who just want to be healthy, and HWPO, much like the Gabriel Method, gives people permission to take that first step to leading a happier, healthier life. So
Excellent.
the Facebook page there. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Dave, I couldn't be happier for you. Like I said, you look amazing. Your story's awesome, and I really appreciate you sharing your story with our listeners. So thanks so much, and keep up the great work.
Thank you very much, John. Thanks for the time, and thanks for everything you've done for the family and I. So
Awesome.
we appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, mate.